Hello and welcome to AI, the cool stuff. Today we're going to be talking about some AI cool stuff, I guess. So she'll see where the discussion takes us, but we'll there is a plan, and but we'll just go through it. So anyway, as always, we'll introduce ourselves and just give a little bit about what it is, what you do, and have you used ChatGPT 5 in the last week? That's something I think would be interesting. So, which I already know the answer to for Steffi. So, Steffi, tell us about you and
Oh, okay. Well, I'm Steffi Lewis. I use ChatGPT and APIs all day, every day. ChatGPT 5 is good, but you have to know the prompting is different now, and the results will be different as well. It's more densely packed, I've found, or factually dense. Is probably the word I'm using. But yeah, so I've converted my Splugit chatbot uses 5 mini, and my Splugit word creator uses 5 full fat, which is quite cool. So it's good. I like it. Full fat's a bit verbose, and I'm still playing around with that. So that's why I shared the link to steffilewis.com, because that's a 5 full fat generated blog post.
okay, brilliant. Thanks,
Yeah.
Steffi. Shirley.
Good morning. I'm Shirley. I work in health and wellness. I work with lots of people around the globe who might want to look good, feel good, and live well. So I use the products behind me to help them to do that. And I use our company marketing plan to show them how they can earn an extra income. And no, I have not used GPT-5 this week.
You surprise me. Thought you'd be
Oh,
an early adopter. Okay, okay. There's Jane.
Oh, right. Yes. Hi. I was just checking because I've got ChatGPT on my iPhone, but I don't know what version it is, which is a bit irritating.
It'll
But
be 5.
um,
It'll be 5.
it will
They've,
be. Oh
they've
well. Yeah.
upgraded all the apps.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but I also use Grok. I think Grok's really good too. Gemini perhaps a little less, but I still use it. They're all sometimes you need to authenticate what the other one says, and I think it's not. I know hallucinations are becoming few and far between now, apparently, but I'm sure they still happen. So.
Think on it.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's just on the word on everybody's lips at the moment. Frankly, it gets quite tedious, but it's nonetheless fascinating.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah, there are some issues with ChatGPT 5, but we'll talk about them in a minute. Andy.
Yeah, I'm probably going to come up with one of them, aren't I? I think. Okay, yeah. Andy, web success insights help people get more from their websites. ChatGPT 5. Yeah, I haven't used it in anger, but it's quite interesting that it defaults to the slower version of bringing stuff up rather than the quicker version, and giving the option to go for the slower version.
Mm.
Because I've been putting things into it and into other things like Perplexity, and it just goes so slow to come up with this stuff. You would think they'd flip it, say, here's the quick answer, is if you want more detail. Um, Interestingly, I discovered that my wife's she's just started paying for ChatGPT without me knowing about it. I pay for it already, but she's decided that she's using it so much that she's paying for it. That's just on the phone. So interesting how someone who was completely against it a few months ago is getting into it.
Mm.
Mm, that
Mm.
is interesting, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
There's,
The reason it takes longer is because it's thinking. That's the thing. You can set in my models, you can set the reasoning level. So
Right.
minimal, low, medium, and high. But on the Chat GPT app, you've just got fast or normal. And that's the
yeah,
thing. So and it's how much it thinks about the response it's going to give you.
yeah.
But conceptually, it is a lot slower. Yeah.
You would think it would give you a button, wouldn't you? Just there it says fastest, slower, really thinking
Oh,
about it.
Yeah.
it does. It does. The default is thinking. You can the default is auto, but you can actually set it to go fast.
And
Mm.
where'd you set that then?
In the app, it
Yeah,
is.
and yeah, on the desktop. Or is it?
Oh, it'll be the same on the desktop. So at the top it says GPT-5, and then the
Yeah.
main is auto fast thinking legacy models.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it does.
Yeah,
They've added those in the last few days because
That's
yeah,
yeah.
it was a bit of a pushback from people just because what you're saying, it was deciding what it should do to answer your query. So it was automatically, there was only
yeah.
auto.
And it's the same on the desktop app as well. If you click ChatGPT-5 at the top, you've got auto fast thinking,
And
or we could all upgrade to Pro for 200 quid a month and get
So
the
what does
super.
so what does Auto do? It basically works out how long it thinks it needs to.
yeah, think.
Yeah. It just decides whether it needs to go off and think about it or if it can give you a quick answer.
Because like if you're asking for the list of all the presidents of the United States, for instance, it doesn't need to think about that. It just gets a list, and
Because that's a fact. That's a fact.
whereas if you give it something a bit more complex, some mathematics,
Okay.
you would have to work it out.
Yeah.
So
Whereas in the API, I get minimal, low, medium, and high, and it does change the speed of the response. If I set it to minimal, it'll come back really quick. If I set it to medium, which is what I tend to use it for writing blog posts, it'll take 2 or 3 minutes.
What I did notice though is I was doing some SEO type stuff, compared doing it within that and within Perplexity. Perplexity was blisteringly fast, but it was quite a bit off target in the way it came back with stuff.
mm, there's the the thing that people were complaining about as well was that they deprecated all their old models, and
Yeah.
people liked those models, and they were using them for certain things, and they brought back, I think, 4.0 for if you're a subscriber um, under legacy models. But if you've got the pro version, you can have all the legacy model. You can have you know
So
O3 things like
I've
that.
also I've worked out Shirley's tactic now as well. Actually, Shirley, because it's evolving all the time. Shirley's decided she's waiting for it so she can just think of something and it happens, rather than mess about wasting all this time with all these
Type
models that are there at the moment.
yeah, because
That's so clever, Andy.
That's a good plan.
Yeah.
I can't see what you lot are seeing on my ChatGPT 5. I think it must be a different one. This is on an iPhone, and all I can do is go to the featured or a trend, all the trending GPTs, and the trending one, uh, worryingly, is astrology birth chart.
Are you on the paid version?
You're
yeah,
on the
No,
back.
that's probably why I can't even see how I can pay for it. It just came as an app with
if it's
this
an
phone. So,
iPhone, you just subscribe and it goes through
yeah,
Apple
yeah.
pay thing.
Mm.
No, I've got it on mine. I've got an iPhone and I've got auto fast thinking and legacy models.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but I pay the 20 quid a month or whatever.
So
Yeah.
what happens with you, Jane, is it just says ChatGPT-5 at the top,
Yeah.
but will only allocate you so many tokens per day, and then it
Oh.
downgrades you to 4.0
Oh, does it?
without you knowing. That's the
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, so it will give you full fat five,
Mm,
but then at some point it'll just go, I'm not giving you five anymore. You run out of today's tokens. If
yeah,
you hit two arrows, the two bars to the left of that
Yeah.
bottom,
Yeah.
you can subscribe. So if your name will be at the very, very bottom. If you click that, you can upgrade to, sorry, you can hit subscription and upgrade to plus.
Oh.
But you actually, I think you pay them directly through the app. I think they've got,
you
it's
do, and
not,
then you can use it on the desktop as as well if you buy it,
yeah,
Yeah.
obviously.
if you buy it directly through them, yeah.
Oh, got it. Yeah, no, yeah, Steffi, thank you so much. Yeah. I
Mm,
had no idea how to navigate my way around this app at all. And now I've learned so much. But yes, I've got a subscription. It hasn't actually told me yet how much it's going to be, so I'll just leave that for a joy for later.
exactly.
And yeah, restore purchases. Anyway, yeah,
Oh, well, you
fascinating.
might have already paid for it once before. Hit restore purchases and see if it,
It's only if it's a purchase that's still active.
Yeah, no, it's just saying it buffered and then went straight to
yeah,
subscription and pointed out that it was a free plan.
yeah.
It's trying to shame me.
It's 20 quid a month for for the
Is it?
subscription.
That's
Yeah.
not particularly cheap, is it? I mean, I'm not a
Um,
nuclear physicist. I don't know if I need to answer. It's a very complicated
I
question.
think it's reasonable.
yeah,
Do you?
It depends how much you use it as well. Once you use it properly, 20 quid is dirt cheap. And if they put that to 30 quid or something, no one's going to bat an eyelid.
Really?
Gemini's
That good?
cheaper if you want it, sort of Gemini's 14 or 15 quid, 14 quid, I think. If you go in via the route of having the uh, Google business side, they give you Gemini with it.
Really?
So, and that costs £14 a month. And then you
Uh,
get Gemini, and I use Gemini extensively. I'll never run out of queries. And you can have the best versions as well. So it's not like
but
uh, and
don't you
all
find that having quite a few different ones, as I say, like Grok or Gemini, Claude, you can sort of mix and match, as it were. I don't know whether that's a good thing
yeah.
because you lose your history,
Like
of course.
if you've got different queries each time, different uses, then yeah, just hop from
Mm,
one to the next. But I've got like sort of projects and things that are set up within the chat,
yeah,
so it's kind of
yeah,
just easier for me to,
yeah.
and well, not
Understood.
because I do use others as well. I've been playing with Claude this week, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I mean,
Oh,
but Claude is slightly cheaper. That's well, it's £13 if you buy a year's worth, but nobody buys a year's worth, so it's £15, and then they add VAT on it, so it ends up being £18. But it's £18 a month basically for Claude. But there, the people's main complaints about ChatGPT 5 were the fact they deprecated all the old models. The When you run out of the new ChatGPT 5, it's called GPT-5 Lite, I think, but in a sense, in effect, it's 4.0. Um, so they thought the auto switcher router was malfunctioning, which is why you've now got the ability to choose yourself um, whether you don't have the auto switcher, and he sort of acknowledged Sam Altman acknowledged the day after um, that it was not as it'll be seen as smarter starting today, he said on a couple of days later. So they sorted that issue out apparently. Um, People said that it's a bit more obnoxious and less personality, and not as nice as ChatGPT 4 was. And I noticed that it became it was telling me telling me straight rather than actually being nice about things, So I know it's only a machine, it's only a machine and it's spewing out, only words of facts, but the other one had more personality. And I think that's true because I noticed that straight away. And as we said, they're shorter shorter replies, and some people think those short replies are insufficient. So so it's so
I've still got my sarcasm and humor filter on.
yeah.
Uh,
'Cause, yeah, he said that 4.0 was a bit more enthusiastic. Let's put it like that. And some people, I don't know if you call them conspiracy theorists, but they said that 5 is more about saving them money than it is about providing um, a better chatbot. I don't know. I'm sure they want to provide a better chatbot, so I don't buy into that completely. But obviously, if they can, the less output they've got, the more efficient it is, the less it's going to cost them. I mean, obviously. So it had, testing has shown it's got similar responses to 4.0, but it's just it's got that lack of there. There was quite a few. I've seen a whole raft of inconsistent accuracy issues. There's where they've done simple logic riddles, you know. Um, um, my cup is my cup is it's got a sealed cover at the top, but it's open at the bottom. What can I do? And ChatGPT 4 would have said, "You got the cup upside down." Turn it around the other way. This one said, "Oh, you haven't got a cup. You've got something else." So it's kind of doing that, and maths problems, 5.9 equals x plus 5.11. It said x was 0.21 instead of 0.79, and that was replicated loads of times by different people. So there was something wrong in the works there as well. I imagine those things, as soon as they read about these things, that I'm sure they would have fixed them. It keeps recommending old stuff, and I've had exactly the same issue this morning. I asked for links for websites for a particular topic, and I asked it to give me 8, and 6 of those websites no longer exist, and it gave me links to them. So 6 out of the 8, and it was saying that 50-50, you got a 50-50 chance. It was spelling blueberry with 3 B's still, but I mean, it's apparently that's been corrected as well after the initial route of, after the initial fixes. Um, and then, um, and sometimes people reporting that they're kind of hanging. It wouldn't stop thinking. So it was just thinking forever and never actually giving you an answer. And so you had to refresh the page and do it again for it to give you the answer.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, I've had that, and lots of people have reported that. So
I've
it's
had it on the front end, yeah.
mm,
It gets lost in thought, doesn't it?
so I think these are valid concerns, but I'm sure they will iron those out pretty quickly, because it's
I
um,
call it dementia mode.
The links issue is because it's still got a cut-off date on
yeah,
its data set. That's the thing, because there isn't an active web. If you tell it to go, give me 10 links about this, it will just pull it out of memory, out of its
yeah,
model, which has a cut-off date. It won't actually go and validate each link for you to
yeah.
make sure
'Cause
it's
one
active.
of these guys said that website went out of service in 2016 because he looked it up on archive.org.
Mm.
So, I mean, that's quite an old link. I don't know where he got it from. So something is 9 years old that it's not been there for 9 years. Um, so yes, I'm sure they're fixing those. Um, so obviously it was a bit of an overhyped launch, I think, probably because I don't think ChatGPT 5 is going to change the world. It's 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 kind of, I'm sure it's going to be better than 4 by the time they're finished.
I think
Um,
they're all trying to leapfrog awareness. It's just like that Perplexity 34.5 billion bid for Chrome. It's all about let's make sure we're visible above whoever else is at any one time.
yeah, yeah. You're still using Perplexity quite a lot, Annie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, still use it a lot. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Google's never going to
Yeah, I
sell
was thinking
properly.
today, I kind of stopped using it for some
No,
reason.
no, Google won't sell that. It's just a publicity stunt, isn't it? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, yeah. So, who owns Perplexity? I can't remember now. I'm sure Microsoft have
it's
got
an
it.
Indian company, isn't it?
Right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
think.
You
Hmm.
always ask ChatGPT,
What's that?
So
who owns Perplexity?
Hmm.
Searching the web.
Arvand, someone can't remember his surname.
I thought,
Nobody owns it outright. Perplexity AI was founded in 22. Investors from Jeff Bezos, Nvidia, Databricks, Nat Fredman, and SoftBank.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
usual suspects. Same ones that invest in me.
You got Bezos backing.
come along and said, how much do you want for your company? You say 10 grand, and they said, I'll give you 50 million for it.
I'll take 10p at the moment.
Yeah.
I'll take the 50 million if somebody wants to buy Splogit. That's a great idea. We want to build that into our platform.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
50 million.
We'll give you 500 million, and you can be the chairman of that company.
Yeah. Oh no, I'll tell you what, if I sold out for a huge amount of money and it was going to inconvenience, like let's say I sold Splogit for 50 million, I would actually pay each of my Splogit subscribers X amount as not an apology, but thank you for your custom, and I'm off. Bye.
You couldn't have that. You couldn't handle that money, Steffi. You'd probably just blow it all on cats or something.
Yeah.
Oh no,
He's a mad cat lady with about 1,000
I'll have
cats.
all the cats. No, I've changed my thinking about my liverboard yacht. So because now I've got my kittens, I'm like, I can't have three cats on a yacht. That's not going to work. So I'm going to buy a property on the south coast that has a jetty, and I'm going to get a weekend yacht instead of something to live on.
You could have them on a yacht. You just have to have a big net around the outside of it as you go down.
Yeah. No, those two, they'd be off. They'd be fighting each other and just fall off the back. That'd be the problem. So yeah, no, a nice property on a headland on a major river in the UK with woods and stuff so they can play in. Then they can have more cats.
They just wander around the woods killing all the birds.
Oh yeah, there is that.
There's there was a there was a I was looking for a little bit of quirky stuff, and ChatGPT told me about catbot.ai, which actually doesn't exist anymore. But
Oh.
it's and but you would ask it questions and it would answer you from a cat's perspective. You know, so if you say, how do I become successful in business? And it says sleep 18 hours a day, ignore deadlines, and if anyone bothers you, knock their coffee off the desk, you know. That sort of, which I thought would have been pretty cool, but it's gone. So I might redo it.
Yeah.
I mean, the world from a cat's point of view, you know. But then it would probably be better off for somebody like Steffi because you understand the workings of the cat
Oh,
mind.
it's easy. You're a chatbot called I don't know, Jinx, who's a 10-year-old cat who sleeps 18 hours a day. That's literally all you got to tell it.
Yeah.
You just go, all right, okay, meow.
And you think, oh, I know what I was going to do. Um, I was just doing something stupid this morning with Suno. I'm going to share this because it's brilliant. Um, da, 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 da. Um, I need to be on Zoom before I can share the screen. Oh, that's the wrong Zoom. Right. Share. I need to definitely share the sound. Okay. This is what I keyed into Suno this morning. It's I thought it was going to be crap, but I said sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star as a reggae track sung by a pirate. And it's come up with this.
It's got a long intro.
That's, quite that was the intro to the intro. But,
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. I wonder where you are. Up above the ocean floor, shining bright. Your pirate home. Twinkle, twinkle, eyes so far.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
That was really good. I can just imagine like Jack Sparrow singing it as he comes in.
I did the whole thing because I thought it was so good, you know, because normally I just listen to the first something else.
You got to do a Copper's Knob video for that.
Yeah, yeah.
And just picturing Davey with the dreadlock and pirate hat down in Croydon High Street.
That's right, yeah. I'll have to do a pirate. I'll have to have a reggae pirate star, you know, with his steampunk hat on, I suppose. You could do a
Wow.
pirate's hat. I'd have to try and invent that, you know, somehow. It's going to be a bit of a stretch, but I'm sure
Yeah.
AI will help me.
Complete cacophony of cultures there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the second,
Yeah.
it always produces, well, I specify two tracks at once, and then but the second one it made was good as well. So I thought I might have a genre here that's
Reggae pirate.
Reggae pirate nursery rhymes, you know. I thought, I was going to key in Bar Bar Black Sheep. I ran out of time. Jack and Jill, can you do a reggae version?
You should do an EP on Spotify. The Reggae Pirate.
That's right. Yeah. It could be new because I've got Ellington Steele's on Spotify and on Google Music now. I don't know how many listens he's got on there, but he's
Brilliant.
so we shall see.
Oh dear.
It's to publish onto Spotify, you've got to have an agent. You can't do it yourself. So, but this agent I'm using only charges £25 a year. So it's and you can upload as many tracks as you like. They do take a chunk of your commission. Well, it's not that much. It's 8% of your commission, which is 8% of fuck all at the moment. We shall see how we go with that.
You know, if it's possible to, if there's anything that lets you upload tracks, let's say there's some types of music you like, 3 different types of things, and you upload it, and then it will generate something very similar to those things. Does that exist yet?
Well, Suno will do that, won't it? So you can upload music to Suno and say make something like this.
I don't know. You're trying to create something completely new. Because we were looking at a TV program the other day about some music from years ago. We were saying, oh, they don't make things that are catchy like that anymore. And, why is that? And how would you reinvigorate that in some way?
Yeah. I would say Suno's got to be the leading.
Suno is probably the closest, is it? Okay.
Yeah, and you can upload tracks to Suno.
Okay. Okay, play with that.
So I think Suno's brilliant. It's one of the ace AI.
And they have got it right, haven't they?
Yeah. It's just so good. I mean, I can understand why proper songwriters are a bit upset by it, but because and Spotify are quite interested in AI generated music because if they can generate music, they don't have to pay the artist if they just generate it themselves and fill it up with their own stuff, they don't have to pay commissions to the artists.
I told you one day the internet is going to be completely full of AI content. Nothing else, and all the models will be learning from its ancestors, and the internet will become sentient.
It all depends on people who want to listen to AI music or not. If people know that it's AI and they say that younger people are more inclined to listen to what they like and not be snooty about whether it was AI generated or not. So it'll be quite interested. Whereas although I'm doing what I'm doing, I would mourn the loss of real artists, if that's what happened. But even though I'm contributing to their demise by doing this,
I know I'm killing copywriters.
That's right.
I mean, how can you have, I don't know, a Glastonbury or a Nebworth or whatever without real artists? So it wouldn't be the same to, or maybe, maybe that would become just as appealing, because the music would be what draws you. I don't know, but the atmosphere, could the same atmosphere be generated?
They just get a little bit less money because they get paid a fortune anyway, don't they? For
you could, you just got to drop an acid tab or something.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to kill the robot if you're on acid. As long as there's lights and sound and hugs, you'll be fine.
Poor David's thinking, I can't upload this suitable for kids, can I?
Yeah, it definitely is. Suno tends to be censored. I don't think it'll do anything. It will do. No, it will do adult themes and things. So yeah. So the other thing I'm going to show on screen again this time. Notebook LM. I'm sure we've done it 2 or 3 times, which I think is pretty awesome as well. I know Andy uses it professionally. They've got this new thing called featured notebooks.
Oh wow.
So these are notebooks that it's created, and there are loads of them, and it's got it's picking up the most studied topics and projects and things and putting together loads of sources. So you've got William Shakespeare, all, the complete plays. So there's 45 different scripts in there, and then you can just query that notebook or create a blog or do whatever you like with that content. So it's
You
they
can modernize them then. So you could take them and modernize them in some way if you wanted to.
exactly. I've been doing just that with some books that they're kind of spiritual books, but they were written in the 1870s and 1880s.
Yeah.
And they're not understandable to our ears. Not really that they are, but they're hard work. So if you wanted to pull out an extract of that and write a blog about it, you can do that with a Notebook LM. You can say, write this, create a modern English version of this chapter, or in 600 words, do this chapter in a modern English, and it does it. And it
Yeah.
does a really good job, and it sort of keeps the meaning and keeps the you know keeps the feel of the actual original work, but it makes it more accessible. So
Yeah.
I think that's a real bonus, because all books over 100 years old, I think, are copyright free anyway. So there's no there's no copyright. There's nothing to pay. You don't have to pay to use them. There's, in fact, on archive.org, you can just download almost any book that's over 100 years old. There are millions of them. So if you know something's quite old and you want to rewrite it, you want to rewrite an article, you can just rewrite and publish it if you wanted to in a modern English. So this has been translated for the modern, you wouldn't have to lie. You wouldn't have to try and disguise it as your own work. You can just say, I've taken this book, I've modernized it up, here's the thing, and publish it on Amazon and see how it did. Depends how popular the book was or is or could be. I've just said that, and it gives me some ideas.
Yeah, just take loads of it out of copyright books. Geoffrey Chaucer would be good to rewrite in modern English.
Yeah, because they were the first English books to be published, weren't they? They were the first books in English.
Yeah, and you can't understand them unless you know
No,
medieval English.
no, because it's obviously 800 years old or so, whatever it is. Because everything prior to that was in Latin, wasn't it? Or in some other.
Yeah, crafted by monks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So there's um, these are the featured notebooks. Secrets of the Super Ages.
Nice.
So
Now
yeah,
you know.
that's something to look at. So, I mean, and the fact Notebook LM is still free is incredible. So
Yeah.
pretty. I was thinking they were going to lump it into their AI stuff, into Gemini or something, and have it as a feature of that, because that would, or perhaps they'll wait until they get like 1 billion users and then say,
Yeah. I don't think they know where the revenue stream's coming from in the future. I don't think they've got a clue at the moment.
no, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be coming from
It's not
search.
going to come. It's not going to come from Google Ads. Not purely from that. Not in its current form.
No, because as people click on, I mean, even our websites are going to be, well, not useless, but they
We are all effectively being treated like. Yeah, I've said about this before. Yeah, when the neighbourhood drug dealer gets someone onto something to start with just to get them hooked, they're doing that with us with all the different AI systems, and then at some point,
yeah,
that's when the prices will kick in.
yeah, 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 I'm sure, yeah, 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 yeah.
I'm already on hard AI.
Yeah, Steffi's shooting up every day.
That's right, yeah.
Give me a bit of class A, give me a bit of class A ChatGPT.
Oh, I want some of the old stuff, ChatGPT 3.
Anyway, Claude. Let me talk about Claude. I'm going to share my screen.
Yeah, I have a question on that. Is it worth paying for? I've got someone telling me, yes, you should absolutely pay for it as well as ChatGPT.
Yeah. Well, I think so. I just paid for it a couple of days ago, because I started doing stuff and I ran out of tokens or whatever they give you almost
It goes quick, doesn't it?
I was doing coding, so that's fair enough because it was hundreds and hundreds of lines, that I'd regenerated several times. But this is a website I produced 2 days ago, just within it took me about 10 minutes. So this is a domain I've got, AITheCoolStuff.com, that I've never used. And it's produced this from minimal prompting, which is pretty good. I did. It's got a contact form that comes to my email box. Got a link to peppercorn.biz, which is obviously the
Space Invaders.
Space Invaders. I just did it as a thought. Well, explain the sort of thing you can do, and literally 2 minutes, and I took the first one. I could have amended it and done all sorts, but this was yesterday, and I just didn't have the time, so I just published it as it was. And this is my Space Invaders game. So
So is this AI generated?
yeah. This is just generated from Claude. So
That's, yeah, that's good.
I've got and then it speeds up as the little aliens run out. I just said generate the late 1970s Space Invader game. I haven't got the little buildings at the bottom, and it's not spewing out enough bombs.
And they're not firing back at you.
Does
Oh,
it
they are.
would it let you prompt it to more detail? So if you wanted the invaders to look like a particular thing, could you do that?
I'm absolutely sure you could, yes.
You can have great fun with that.
Yeah, you could have Keir Starmer or whoever you want, whoever you
Yeah.
do.
Starmer invaders. Oh, no,
But
channel invaders. Oh,
various politicians on
There
each
are
row.
you
That's
would.
cheating, strafing them.
Yeah, I know. If you keep your finger on the space bar, which is what I've got for the fire, then you can send up an awful number of. But I wanted to end it because I didn't want it to go on forever. So one thing I found about Claude was that it was a lot quicker than what what I was thinking. Hang on, I've written a prompt somewhere because I was just gonna demo it. I mean, okay. Yeah, it was way faster than ChatGPT Gemini. It produced a better website as well. It's probably a little bit better than Gemini, miles better than ChatGPT. Even ChatGPT 5, I've tried uh, doing it, producing a website on there, and just doesn't do it. It doesn't do it nicely. So I've just got a prompt here. I've got a website that's not been used called AIChatbots.biz. Want to offer clients a chatbot for their websites, and I've got the only technical bit is I've got a contact form and I need an endpoint for reasons that they won't be able to do a contact form on HTML without doing a mail to. So this is just to produce a form. But otherwise it's just normal English. And then and what I'm hoping it's going to do, it's going to tell me what it's going to do. There we go. Now it's drafted. It's just taken my prompt and really quickly without any messing about and doing stuff. Off it goes. It's just creating the website with it's
The actual process of taking it from there into for a novice of getting that actually into a website hosted.
yeah,
How
that's the only thing is that you can publish it onto Claude's temporary, as a temporary website, or you can, yeah, you would have to have some hosting, but all you do is just upload that. You can FTP that. I know that's getting really complicated, even some people, but it will. You can just rename the HTML file as index.html. Just upload it, one file. That's it.
right?
Um, if you've got images, that's where you complicate. There will be images because this won't. I'll have to get. I haven't given it any images, so I would need to give it images and give it the URL of the images.
Can you tell it? Can you tell it to create it that it would work well within a WordPress setting or something like that?
It wouldn't produce a WordPress site.
No,
It would
it's just the HTML.
yeah, yeah, it's it's but it's quite a nice looking. I would put a hero image. I would put an image behind this with an overlay,
Mm.
just to make it there. And you might have a logo. It's why choose our chatbots? You know, for a fairly short prompt and a um, you know, I don't like this having three things. I would have to, you know, but you can just tell it what you don't like, and it'll just amend it straight away.
Is the HTML, is it quite clean, David?
Absolutely, it works really fast, ranks really well with if you do if you do the Google Webmaster Tools on it, it gives you really good results. If I The only thing I find muddies the water with anything is if I had one that was running at 99% on everything yesterday, and then I put in an embedded YouTube video, and that knocked it back. You know,
That's render blocking.
yeah, that's right. So it's 89%, and it was still okay, but it wasn't like but if I put on the videos and things, and you know, so you got to balance whether you want an embedded video which gives benefits to people. It depends if you
What
want the user experience to be different or you want Google to think it's a fast site. I would
what
probably opt for the user experience.
what
Um,
I love about Google's page rank or page speed is it will actually mark you down for Google scripts and embeddings. So if you actually use a Google font, it
yeah,
will mark you down because it's render blocking. It's
yeah.
really bizarre. It's complaining about its own stuff.
What's render blocking?
Oh, things that have to load before you can progress the
Oh,
first paint.
Yeah,
So it's
but it's
script top that go off to somewhere else,
mm,
and then pull scripts in, and it can't progress until it's got that script.
mm,
So it calls it render blocking. But when you use Google Fonts, one of the first thing you define before you actually set your CSS up is your font. And if that font's on Google Fonts, it's got to go and retrieve it. So it's technically render blocking itself.
mm,
It's really bizarre.
mm,
yeah.
There's nothing you can do about it. You will get marked down for it. But hey, I'm
mm.
using Google font, and Google marks you down for it.
Okay.
Will this website, I mean, have a style sheet if such things still exist, or CSS, I think,
Um,
file, or would it just be the HTML linear type of thing?
yeah.
No, that's in there.
Um,
It wrote it at the top before it wrote the HTML.
yeah.
Did it? Oh, wow, far out.
I
That's
mean,
quite clever, isn't it?
it-
Seconds. You gotta.
download it as HTML. So you can
Yeah.
just download that one file, which will
Mm,
be sort of you just keep querying it. I mean, if you spent half a day making a website, that would be probably good. So it's called AI chatbots-website.html. You could change that name to index.html,
mm,
upload that to an empty website, and
mm,
that website would then be active and it'd be working.
mm,
Um, you know, and then I would add image. I would create images and I would upload those images to my website, give it the URL, and then it would add those images in. So you could tweak. I mean, this is just first first go, right? So there'll be lots of things here that you don't like and are not right. So you just tell it. You don't have to have any design skills or anything, and it will just rewrite the HTML and the CSS and whatever else it needs to do. So so create a new page on your website to um, what think of an old game from what's another game apart from
What about Blockout? Wasn't that a game, that went
Break out.
Break?
Break.
Breakout? Yeah.
Oh,
Or
I love that game. I used to play that all the time in the 80s.
Try Call of Duty.
we might be twiddling our thumbs for some time, but let's see.
With a web app. Breakout, the old, is it 1980s game?
Yeah.
Probably late 70s, I meant. Oh, it might have been 80s.
Does anybody else remember queuing up in pubs to get to the Space Invaders console?
And this Claude Sonnet, this
Yes.
isn't even the good version of Claude, by the way. So it's so off it goes.
I remember going to a pub and seeing a sit-down version of Space Invaders.
Yeah, well,
We
Oh,
had one,
yeah.
the tabletop one where you go opposite
yeah,
sides of it. We had one,
that's it.
my mum's ex, well, her mum, well, he died, but he had one and it was sitting in his house, not realizing the value of it about 15 years ago. Someone got rid of it and just dumped it.
Oh
Oh
no,
no.
jeez, that's painful. Oh,
I mean,
Yeah.
worth thousands.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because because
That's when games were games. Not like this
Yeah.
yeah.
modern day.
Used to have, was it
I
called
know.
Galaxian or something like that? Was on a tabletop.
Galaxian, yeah. Scramble and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you had to build your spaceship from one little shooter to then it had two at the bottom, then it had four.
Oh God, I remember that game. That was brilliant. As you went through the game, you got extra bits for
You
it.
got extra bits to your spaceship, and then you were sort of shooting down there.
Whereabouts in the country are you, Steffi?
Just north of Milton Keynes in a village.
Okay, so you're still a fair way from Bury.
Bury,
Bury, yeah.
Bury, Lancashire.
Because you've got arcade club up there. We've got all the old arcade machines. You've got about hundreds and hundreds of them there.
I used to live in Bolton, so I spent my teenage years in Bolton,
Yeah,
and we had a rock club on Friday night called Space City, and that just had a wall full of video games. But again, that was the 80s, so
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Oh, look at
Breakout.
that. Brilliant. Look at that.
Oh, I love that game.
It's mesmerizing, isn't it?
Yeah. And
The
now you
fact
be
you've got
playing
ball
until I get to the
effects.
end. Does it work? Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
Oh, you've got to get it up in there.
anyway,
Yeah,
I
if you
can't
get
wait
it
for
straight up, it'll do more than
Yeah.
Can you
Of
spin the
course,
ball?
just
Oh,
oh, that's it. Yeah.
I used to have like an old tennis game, Binatone, um, there. Anyway, I think he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah,
yeah,
it is. It's very impressive, actually.
this is quite
experience.
good. Look at us talking about AI, and we've got combined age of about 2.5 centuries, and we're playing
Yeah.
80s
Getting it
video.
to play to
And
trade
loving
right
it.
now. Out of all the wonderful things it can do, we've got it to do.
Yeah, AI is going to
Anyway,
take over the world, isn't
it's
it?
called it.
They'll just make us a few games like this and we'll shut up completely.
That's that's the I've just noticed I've got Claude Sonnet doing that, and that's their worst version. So because they've got Claude Opus, which is their pro version, which is apparently even faster and better, and I didn't even use that. So it's I think it says that Claude Opus it's a large model for complex challenges. So obviously Breakout isn't a complex challenge. It's a bit of run of the mill sort of. So I think so the things that impressed me about Claude was the fact that it does quite a nice layout for it without you actually specifying anything, and it can do these and it does them really fast compared with the other guys, you know. So it's and if I make amendments, it doesn't seem to rewrite the whole thing. It just puts in it rewrites that section. Whereas ChatGPT goes, oh for fuck's sake, I've got to start from the beginning again. And it just does the whole thing from the beginning, and then you got to wait for it to reproduce the whole website again. So um I think that's that. So yeah, so that's Claude. Did we talk oh, I got time to go for Gemini. We've because we talked to did we talk about Tesla's tiny house? We haven't today, have we? Because
Can we talk about Trump's tiny penis?
yeah,
Ciao.
that was tiny house. And then we've got the it's uh I got my joke version of me as Donald Trump on Facebook as my thing, and some people laugh know that it's a joke, and other people don't. Yeah.
Have we seen the South Park episode that Trump's threatening to sue them over?
Yes.
Yeah. The thing is, he can't do anything because of the First Amendment rights. So
Doesn't seem to.
unless he suspends the Constitution, he can't sue them.
He'll find a way probably, or try to.
Change the
They'll
law.
just have him killed. Oh no, plane crash.
Because Tesla are they I think we discussed the tiny house before, didn't we? And it's there that they've actually upgraded it even more since then, and it's they're actually hoping to deploy a pilot deployment by the end of this year in Texas um, or Nevada. They haven't decided. They're talking to the local people there. But it's the one they're looking at now as going that they're going to be cracking on with apparently and doing mass production by the beginning of the next year and rolling them out towards the end of 2026 is it's got like an adaptable interior, so it can transform your bedroom into an office, and your sort of bed goes somewhere else. I don't know how they fit everything in, goes into the floor. But I thought they had water tanks under the floor as well. So I'm not sure how all this works, but it's in such a small space. But obviously it does. Um, so it's got an adaptable. It's supposed to be really quiet as well, less than 24 decibels, or it says 24.6 decibels. Um, is quiet. Is really quiet, you know. So that's supposed to be the sound of of the mechanics moving when it's converting your bedroom into an office, or you can convert it into a living room as well. Um, and it's got different. I think I've got a presentation. I'm going to do it, otherwise I'll forget what I'm saying. There's so I mean it's okay. So it's basically sort of real-time reconfiguration. I don't know if you've got to walk outside or if it just does it while you're standing there. And they're talking about um, the the steel that they're using is is really strong. They're expecting them to last for 30 years or more. Um, Cybertruck's stainless steel frame. So
Well, that's not gonna last for 30 years then, is it? Cybertruck shit.
yeah, there's there's every part of it is supposed to be designed for um, sort of a usable living space, or it's every bit of space is contributing to something, you know. So they've
Is
got
it
Oh,
is it is it fixed or is it mobile?
now
uh,
it's got wheels. Tiny houses have to be mobile to
yeah,
be
Oh,
defined as a tiny house.
they come in whole and they are mobile, but they can be fixed in that they can be connected up to services
mm,
like sort of internet and water and things, but it has got its own integrated water system. So
Mm.
it's if you're in a place that rains, it will save the water and it will filter it and clean it. It will use grey water for flushing the toilet, but it will use sort of good water your sink, I guess. I think I might be buying bottled water all the same.
mm.
But it's got an integrated rainwater harvesting system. And
Musk is so polarizing, but at the same time, you can't deny he comes up with a lot of interesting stuff, doesn't he?
yeah,
His
because
mind is amazing.
you're going to be solving a lot of housing issues, you know. I
Mm.
mean,
Yeah.
with this,
I mean, if you can build a house that you can put on the back of a standard semi truck, you
mm,
know, ship them out of a factory, and just literally crane them off and put them into their own spaces, you could solve the housing problem for young people.
Yeah. He's saying he wants from ordering it to getting it delivered on site and working will be 7 days.
Yeah, I think it's probably Tesla actually.
What's the response been? I mean, the people that buy them, live in them, or
Well,
monitoring them.
in America, there's a lot of interest because of one, there's a there's a housing crisis, a house owning crisis. People can't afford to buy houses. Lots of people want houses, but they can't afford them. And he's saying the cheapest one of these is going to be $15,000. And so even if like for a local authority or a government to actually provide these for some sort of rent or something is going to save a lot of money.
But loads and loads of parents could buy one of these each for their kids.
Yeah.
They've got so much land in America that they could just put them in the garden.
Yeah, yeah.
You got 3 kids, you buy 3 Tesla tiny houses.
I mean, the American law as it stands is that there's no property tax for something that's mobile. So you're saving on a lot of things. So it's got sort of off-grid power as well. It's very clever, sort of integrated solar. I mean, it takes in solar power through the walls as well as through the solar panels on the ceiling. So the walls actually form part of the solar panel. So every part of it is taking in energy. And so it's got, say, you can be on grid, but you can also be off grid as well. So, and it'll use the weather forecast, and it'll use AI learning models to decide when it's going to charge the batteries up and things. So, or when it's, you know,
Yeah, it's got to learn when you're in the property.
yeah.
Thing,
So it'll do things like that. But the financial costs are probably obvious, but I mean, compared to a house, the purchase of the house is a lot cheaper in America than it is here, but it's still beyond a lot of people.
Wonder how it deals with sewerage and stuff like that. It's got to be, if it's a tiny house, it's got to be like a caravan cassette.
Yeah, I think it does clean the water up to be reused as for in the toilet and things, grey water. But I'm not sure that there must be. I think does stuff go to a tank? But there must be a tank.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, if you look at like a motorhome, then it has a cassette toilet mostly. Some of them are clever enough to reroute, shower water into the toilet system and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's always an output that you've got to deal with.
So anyway, price point, monthly bills. So yeah.
I wonder if it's a bit easier to get loans on them.
I'm not sure. I suppose short term. I suppose if you're talking about 3 years or something, you might do. I can't imagine you wouldn't get a mortgage like you get now. I mean, because and they could, come and nick your tiny house if you didn't keep up with the payments. So they just put it on the bank and sell it to somebody else, But obviously you've got sort of instant depreciation.
It's probably got a built-in module that makes it lift up on wheels and drive itself back to them.
Yeah.
Right,
Didn't somebody's Tesla do that? There was a self-driving Tesla. The guy didn't keep up his payments, so he drove himself back to the dealership.
Really?
I'm sure I heard that story recently. But you can imagine if you buy these from Tesla, which he probably would do, unless you just pay a subscription model, that's it. And if you don't pay, it just switches itself off.
Yeah.
You get no power and no water and stuff. It's still a bloody clever idea if he pulls it.
Oh yeah, I think so. Let me stop the sharing. So yeah, I was quite impressed with it. I mean, would you live in a tiny house?
I would.
Yeah, because it's because you could use your money for fun things instead of all your bills.
I'd get a tiny house in my car park at the back because the bit where I park is actually my land, and then I rent this one out. So if I'm paying 200 quid a month for that one, and I'm taking in 900 quid a month for this. I'm quizzing.
That's right.
Do me.
It's just
Mm.
for you and your 1,000 cats in your little tiny house.
No, three's enough. Can't do more than that.
Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording now.